What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma if you're new here, and I love to talk about all things Peloton, cycling, and fitness, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every single Sunday. Today's video is going to be very exciting. It is Sunday morning and my boyfriend and I are about to leave and go to a Barry's Bootcamp class in LA. I really love Barry's Bootcamp. I've done it before, but I haven't done it since like the pandemic started, so it's been quite some time. I did do a bike Barry's Bootcamp a couple of months ago, which was cool. It was cycling instead of running on a treadmill, but then the strength remained the same. For those of you that don't know, Barry's Bootcamp is a boutique fitness studio where basically it's like HIIT kind of, where you run super fast on a treadmill, like they literally make you sprint, and then you'll switch usually around like 10-minute increments. For like 45-minute class you might switch from treadmill to floor to treadmill to floor, and then you do strength for like 10 to 15 minutes and then you switch and get back on the treadmill. So it is very chaotic. It's so far my favorite studio class. I like that it works in the strength compared to like something like SoulCycle or Flywheel that is just strictly cardio. And I'm very excited to take this class today. We are using this app called ClassPass. This is not sponsored at all. I'm just saying like this is why we're going, because basically with ClassPass, I signed up originally in like 2019. And it was for a free month because my friend's like, oh, if I like refer you, you can get credits and then we can go to Barry's Bootcamp together. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like sounds awesome. So I signed up for a free month then. And then in 2020, I got an email from them that's like, oh, like come back and we'll give you another free month because it's like the new year. And I'm like, yeah, like sounds good to me. And then the pandemic happened and I didn't really get any emails from them because obviously everything was closed. And then probably in like May or June of this year, they emailed me again and they're like, come back and we'll give you a month for free. And I'm like, okay. So I went back for a month and I did some fitness classes and then I just cancel every time. And now they emailed me for a fourth time and they're like, come back and we'll give you a month for free. So I'm like, okay, like I'm not gonna not take these free fitness classes. It's very odd. Like I'm not doing anything really sketchy. Like I'm not creating new emails. Like they have my account linked and it shows that like I'm taking all these classes that they're just giving me free credits. So yeah, that's kind of like the background why we're going to this, just because I think that for studio classes, they are so expensive compared to just doing like Peloton workouts. Like I really enjoy Peloton workouts, so doing a studio class is definitely a treat. So I'm excited to go with my boyfriend. I referred him, so he got some credits. So we're ready to go and enjoy this Barry's Bootcamp. But on to the main point of this video, I thought it would be fun to kind of film my opinion of this Barry's Bootcamp. I have taken other Barry's Bootcamps in the past, so I kind of know what to expect. And then also take a Peloton treadmill bootcamp and compare the two. I haven't taken a lot of Peloton treadmill bootcamps before, but I have taken a decent amount of bike bootcamps, and I'm assuming that they're like pretty much the same. I will take the treadmill bootcamp so I can make like direct comparisons, but I think that it will be kind of interesting. And I think that in the end, they are like fairly similar. It's just that Barry's is going to be so much more intense. So that is it for right now. We're about to get in the car and drive. Our class is in West Hollywood, which is a little far for us, but we're gonna like make it a day and do stuff afterwards. So I'm very excited, and let's go to Barry's Bootcamp. We are now driving. Are you excited for class, Chris?
I am.
Keep your eyes on the road. But basically we also did a class yesterday and it's called Sanctuary Fitness. It seems like there's a couple studios in LA. I'm not sure if it's like a global or like, I don't, what is it, like the United States? Yeah. I'm not sure if it's like a franchise that's outside of LA or just LA, but it was a HIIT class, only HIIT strength. So there were 8 different stations and you did like the thing at the station 3 times for like 45 seconds to 60 seconds each. And it was fine. Like I thought it was a good class. The instructor was really good and it was actually like fairly crowded. like all 24 positions were filled up. But since I've been doing hardcore on the floor, like it wasn't that bad essentially. Like it was pretty much the same amount of effort as hardcore on the floor. So I'm not sore today, but Chris is sore because he doesn't do hardcore on the floor. So obviously he just needs to start doing it. But he's a little sad because at Barry's Bootcamp, I feel like they do yell at you if you're not like trying hard, like if they deem that you're not trying hard enough. Or if you just have like bad form, like they're going to definitely say something to you, and it's going to be in the form of yelling. So I think the chances of Chris getting yelled at today, the probability is fairly high. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I accept the pain and suffering.
Sad. But yeah, I think that today will be definitely harder than yesterday. Also, I should have shown my breakfast, but I did not. But I just had a coffee, and I didn't make overnight oats yesterday, so I just had a banana. I wish I made overnight oats, but I realized too late, and I was like, I'm too lazy. But yeah, we're gonna go to Barry's. We're also going to shower there afterwards, and I've never like showered in a like boutique fitness studio before. Like I showered at a gym before, but I wonder if their showers will be nice. We'll see, we'll see. All right, we just finished, and this was actually Chris's first like Barry's Bootcamp that was not the bike Barry's Bootcamp. So what did you think?
It was very fun.
He didn't get yelled at that much, so that was good. Did you get yelled at all?
No, I got encouraged. They were like, good job, Chris.
Yeah, I will say the people here were way nicer than the people in SF. Like, I'm sure that's just instructor to instructor basis, but in SF, they yelled at you so much. But overall, it was a really fun class. We did 12 minutes on the tread, 12 minutes floor, 8 minutes on the tread, 8 minutes floor. I will say doing tread first is definitely elite. Like, I don't want to do my sprints last. And then at the end, when you stretch out, like you get to stretch out on the floor compared to having like a treadmill to stretch out on. Like do the tread first. It's 100% worth it. I will say one thing that we were worried about was basically when we went to SoulCycle here in LA for my birthday, because they give you a free class on your birthday, we had to wear a mask during the class, even though you had to provide proof of vaccination. Because in New York City, when I took the class, like if you provided proof, you didn't have to wear a mask. And that was really nice. And then when we went to SoulCycle, I wasn't prepared to wear a mask. So I had brought like a fabric mask, and I sweat so much that I was literally like waterboarding myself with my like drenched wet mask by the end of the class. So that was so bad. So we brought breathable masks today because we weren't sure. In the class we took yesterday, we didn't have to wear a mask, which I don't know if like these people are not following LA mandates, or like I don't know what the LA mandates are basically right now. But nobody wore a mask in that class, but there was a sign that said that you should wear a mask beyond this point, and it was like, yeah, you need to wear a mask in the red room, but no one said anything and nobody wore masks, and you did have to provide proof of vaccination. So not really sure what happened there, but I'm glad personally we didn't have to wear a mask. Like if everyone's vaccinated, I feel like transmission risks are pretty low, and it is just like horrible to wear a mask in the red room. I will say one kind of gross thing though is that like obviously you alternate tread floor with somebody. There was no cleaning either machine between alternating. I didn't think that that was super hygienic, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like this is happening, so there's nothing I can do. But the showers were very nice. They had like body wash, shampoo, conditioner, face wash. Yeah, overall it was good. Chris washed his hair and he blow dried it because they had a Dyson blow dryer. Very bougie. But those are all of my immediate thoughts, but I will talk to you guys later when I do the Peloton Tread Boot Camp. This morning I did a 45-minute tread boot camp. I didn't film before I got on the tread because it was in the morning and my boyfriend was still sleeping, didn't want to wake him up. Let a med student sleep when he can. So I just got right on the tread, and I went to most popular tread classes and then found a 45-minute one that was like pretty popular and by Just Sims, just because I love Just Sims. I find that most popular classes are better to take than top rated classes. classes, because top rated classes are typically very recent classes where like the instructor's main fan base has taken, and then they like rank it really high. And then as it gets older and more people that are like not as diehard for the instructor take it, like then the rating goes down. So it's always like super recent classes. So I don't find the top rated metric to be like a good metric to find good classes necessarily. So I did most popular 45-minute boot camp full body by Jess Sims from May 27th, 2020. It was tagged intermediate. We did 4-minute warm up, 6-minute run. The 4-minute warm up was also on the tread. So like 10 minutes first on the tread. Then we did 10 minutes on the floor, which was upper body and core. And then we did 14 minutes on the tread, which was a mix of hills and sprints. And then we finished off with 11 minutes on the floor, which I would say is core and lower body. So I definitely appreciated that we did lower body last, because like I'm not trying to do some sprints after I do lower body. And overall, I thought it was a very good class and very, very similar to Barry's Bootcamp. I will say that I think that Barry's Bootcamp does go like slightly harder, but I think you could also like push yourself in this that it would be the same amount. The thing is Barry's Bootcamp has like a faster treadmill than I do. So like the highest speed I can go is 10, while on Barry's Bootcamp, I think the highest speed you can go is like 12 or 13. So you can go a little bit faster, but I thought there was like a really good mix of incline and speed pushes in this class. And it really just emulated Barry's Bootcamp perfectly. Really no complaints. I feel like Barry's Bootcamp strength on the floor is like a little more chaotic. So it depends what kind of strength circuit you like. Personally, I like a little more structured. So like Jess would teach us a circuit and then we do it a couple of times. But Barry's is more like, here's the exercise, do it for 30 seconds, do it for a minute. I'm going to go like yell at the treadmill people to go faster, because when you're on the floor at Barry's, there's also people on the treadmill. So they like go yell at the tread and they come back and they're like, all right, here's your next move. I also feel like Barry's Bootcamp doesn't really focus on form at all. I mean, Peloton like can focus on form, but they can't like correct you. But I still feel like in this, I get a better strength workout. Not necessarily like my heart rate is higher. It's just, I feel like I'm like doing the moves more correctly compared to Barry's Bootcamp, where unless if you're doing something super wrong, like they're just gonna like let you do whatever, because each move is only 30 seconds. So they're just like, you know, you'll move on. I do think that Barry's is probably a little bit more motivational just because the instructor is there with you. Like I like being in a class with other people, but honestly, I think that the Peloton Tread Bootcamp is really a great substitute and so much more cheaper, so much more convenient, and it's really, really close to the original experience. I actually really, really enjoyed this workout today, so I need to do more Tread Bootcamps on the Peloton is what I'm learning, which I should have done these sooner because I really love Barry's Bootcamp. I'm not sure if it's because I cycle so frequently that like running on the tread is just like fun because it's a different kind of cardio than I'm used to, but I just find like running on the tread and then doing strength is so much more enjoyable than doing like a bike boot camp. I think the bike boot camps are like a good idea in theory, but I've done a Barry's bike boot camp class before and I've done bike boot camps on the Peloton, and I just think the experience is clunky because no matter what, you're going to have to be switching shoes, which is just like not something I'm interested in during my workout. Like it really takes me out of the workout. And I feel like it's nice that you can just like hop off the treadmill, not worry about anything and get right on the floor. I will say in, I guess, both Barry's Bootcamp and Peloton, but I've noticed it more in Peloton. There is like no buffer time. Like she's like, all right, turn that treadmill off. And like 5 seconds later, you're going to be getting moves. So like get ready. I definitely missed some of the beginning moves just because I like to like cool down on the treadmill a little bit. I guess that like boot camps are just not geared towards that, but I would walk like 10 or 15 more seconds than she said just to get my heart rate down a little bit. And before I knew it, I'm like missing moves and I'm like, oh no, gotta go. And then during the strength classes in both Barry's and Peloton, I'm just like dripping sweat. I am a sweaty person, but man, oh man, this is like even more. I think it's just because like your heart rate is brought down so quickly. Like you're like doing cardio and then you're not doing cardio, and I'm just dripping sweat all over the weights. So that's nice, I guess. It feels like I'm getting a really good workout because I see like all this sweat, but it is interesting. It is fun. I really love Jess Sims as an instructor, and I kind of want to take more tread boot camps now. So definitely like let me know if there's any faves that you have. Jess Sims has a special place in my heart, but I am open to other instructors. So that is it for this video today. I think overall Barry's is still like a fun treat. I definitely think it's like a social thing too if you're going with a friend. It's just like a fun thing to do. And if it works for you and Peloton doesn't, like definitely still do Barry's. Like do whatever gets you active. But for me, I am like a Peloton diehard fan basically, and I just really appreciate that there's so many more cheap and accessible ways to enjoy a tread boot camp than like go into a Barry's studio and pay like, I don't know, $35 for a class. But let me know what you guys think, and also let me know if there's any other like studio classes you want me to try. I feel like I've kind of tried like the popular ones like Flywheel, Soul Cycle, Barry's boot camp, but I'm definitely open to like more studio classes. I think they're like a really fun experience to have. I hope you guys are staying safe, having an awesome week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!